Good evening. Hopefully I don't sound sick. Hey Mike. Hey Josh. What's up Raccoon? Hey Super. Alright, just restarted the stream. My internet's doing fine. It was dropping a ton of frames on my end though, so let me see if that fixed it. Just restarting the stream. Yeah, I don't know, that was weird. Yeah, my internet speed was fine. I just stopped and restarted the stream, and now it's not dropping any frames. That was strange. Yeah, it looks like it's good now. So I don't know if you guys heard anything I said the first few minutes of this stream. Yeah, it seems to be okay now. Anyway, the summary is, yeah, I'm feeling better today. I had a fever yesterday and like 102 fever between Sunday and like last night, and it went away this morning, so it's back down to 98.6, right where you want it to be. So yeah, feeling a lot better today. Still just a little weak, a little sore. All right, so I'm at KDDC. I'm in the Piper M500 again, so gonna be a little faster today. And if I'm not super high energy, you know why. Yeah, US East as usual, and we're at KDDC. This is Dodge City. And I actually added a few waypoints just to break this up a little bit. This leg was like 130 miles to start, so I added a couple fixes along the way just to break it up in the flight plan a little bit. But we're just headed to the east, or sorry, to the west, to KLAA, Lamar Municipal. All of the runways on the route today, it's a pretty short route. We're just going to go west, KLAA, west a little bit more over here to Pueblo, and then north to Denver. Oh, we're going to stop here at City, is it just called City of Colorado? Colorado Springs Municipal, Takeoff, and then Denver. See if we can make it up there. A little bit faster today in the M500, so hopefully that'll keep things rolling. All right, let me get this thing started. Copilot will get it started. All right, fuel pump switches to manual. See how much I forgot in a few days. Feels like forever. I missed one or two streams, and that's it. No idea what I'm doing. All right, waiting for NGs to stabilize over 63. I think the green in this is like a low 50, like 52 or something %. Copilot is more thorough. Waits until 63. Oh, what's up, Cyber? Hey, HG, what's up? What's up, Steve? Hogberg. All right, fuel pump switch back to auto. It's up here, control 6, and then ignition off. Cool, before taxi. Taxi light on up here. Rudder trim 2 to 3 right. I think that sets it for me. Stall warning test. Yeah, rudder is set there. I'll go 10%, or sorry, 10 degrees on flaps. Let's fill this thing up. I'm gonna max it out on fuel. I guess I'll use the EFB for that. Why not? Ground ops. Oh, I have the engine started already, right? It's not gonna let me. Yeah. All right, we're good with half tanks. I can fill them up when we stop. I'm gonna put this a little nose up for the pitch trim. And move my, I'm going to move my cutoff lever really fast on my Bravo. See if it doesn't shut the plane down. Is it still alive? Everything's still stable. All right, I think we're good. Okay, at idle. Great. Flaps are at 10 degrees. All right, that looks good. Parking brake. I'll release it, but then I'll set it again. All right, I'm going to skip the run up because I'm a bad boy, and then before takeoff, autocomplete these. I'll skip this one. Okay, so we just have fuel and ignition to manual pitot switch Pitot heat switch on. 8 degrees outside, so I'll use that for takeoff. Landing strobe. Cast messages. Elevator trim is good. 0 to 20 on the flaps. Alright, that all looks good. Hey, Di, what's up? Alright, hopefully I'm not going too fast for you guys to speed along with me here. Yeah, I feel bad that I missed this weekend. I was like already, I'm like, oh my god, yes. Got 2 weeks of vacation, got a weekend with no plans, and then I go out on Friday and ruin my Saturday. That's a very rare thing for me. Leaving the house. But yeah, I was like excited to crank out a bunch of miles on this trip this weekend and ended up catching something while I was out as well, so lost a bunch of time. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe since I have the next 2 weeks off work, I might end up putting a stream up tomorrow randomly. Maybe a daytime stream even. We'll see how it goes. All right, parking brake is off. Taxi is on. Thanks, HG. I mean, that's what I get for leaving the house and going and hanging out with a friend of mine who came to visit for the night. Oh yeah, M500 right in front of me. I noticed that they added a bunch of liveries called Light in the M500. I don't know if they added this last week on Thursday or not, but it probably was last week on Thursday. I think I noticed a patch for the M500, but I didn't know what it was for. And I think it's that they added a bunch of liveries with a light at the end of them, L-I-T-E. And they are my chocks and everything still attached? Is that what's going on here? They are. Pitot cover is on too. Great. It's like, why are we not moving? But they added a bunch of liveries. So all of the M500 liveries, I noticed, now have a duplicate livery. So I think they were like last Thursday for Xbox. Yeah. So if you want higher performance frame rate wise, you can load up a less detailed version of the of each livery in the M500 to get some of your frames back. Kind of makes sense for Xbox too, just because this is one of the few planes, or is this the first Xbox plane for Xbox that has an EFB of its own? So I don't think the Honda Jet and Vision Jet, or yeah, I don't think they have EFBs on the Honda Jet and Vision Jet. So that might be why. I think this might be the first Xbox EFB. I'm sure you guys will let me know if I'm wrong. Oh, the 737s, those are available on the Xbox? The PMDGs? You know, I didn't look at the windsock. I'm just kind of going where Josh is because I trust him. Because apparently we're the same person. So we're going the same way. I don't see the windsock right now, so we'll see. See if we picked correctly, and if not, we'll have a more entertaining takeoff. And I did check SkyVector for the route today, and all the airports. I didn't check Denver, but all the airports that we're hitting said they're in VFR conditions right now, so hopefully that hasn't changed recently. We did hit a lot of bad weather on Thursday. We were just IFR the entire time, so. You regret saying that? What, that? Well, I don't know. I actually don't know if they're on Xbox or not, because they're in the marketplace. So I think it's a fair assumption. You regret nothing. We are the same person. I'm multi-boxing in Microsoft Flight Sim. Hey, Mighty. Thanks a lot, dude. We shall. All right, runway 14. We checked 0 winds. Is that a windsock over there? No, that's something else. What is that? Oh, it's like a part of the lighting system. Approach lighting system. All right, KDDC. Actually, I don't even know if we have weather available here. This is fine. We're just going to take off. We're going to do it live as we do. Let me set the barometric pressure 2992. It's standard. Wait, do I have live weather on? What are the chances? I do. All right, 2992 for our altimeter setting. I'll zoom this out a little bit. I did add a couple waypoints here. Sorry, I told you guys we were going... I'm not going direct KLAA. It's almost direct. I just added a couple waypoints along the way based on the Sky Vector real world route. But it's pretty much straight on. So I put in Onipe, 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 and then a deer, and then KLAA. ONIPE. That's Oscar November India Papa Echo. Then after that, a deer. Alpha Delta Echo Echo Romeo. You know, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't do that just because it's easier for you guys to just put in one waypoint each time, right? All right, maybe I'll remove the ones after this then. All right, let's go up here, get fuel pumps to manual, that to manual. Landing light on, strobe light on, pitot heat on. Stall heat is on, except it won't do anything until we're high enough. They'll say inhibited. Ignition on, fuel pumps on, stall heat on. Okay, we're good. All right, parking brake off. Rotation speed in this thing is 1. Oh, it's 85. What am I crazy? 85. So I also have been playing around with the Comanche a little bit. Over the weekend, I used it a couple times too. It is so awesome. Everybody is right about the Comanche. I did manage to break it my very first time using it. I broke it into an unrecoverable state where the only way to fix the engine was to load in a new livery. Is that Dave's skin? Oh, I can't see him because I have the thing turned on. I think that might be Dave. I can't tell. It's an M2. It's a M2. All right, let's go. I'm gonna watch my torque, 85 knots. Let's do it. Go a little more on the torque. A little more power. All right, 70 knots, 75, 85, rotate, and rotate. All right, keep the nose down, get some speed. Trim the nose up, landing gear up, no more runway. All right, flaps up. Pitching, or pitch trim up. Alright. Alright, making a right-hand turn onto course. Is left turn faster? No, I think right-hand turn's faster. Oh, the PMDGs had an update as well. I flew those when it first came out. I think did I get the 700 first? And I was like, oh, I should get the 800. And then I realized everybody bought the 900. I hate when there's so many options. I was like, what's the difference and why is one $80 and another one's like $40? I don't understand. All right, all nice and trimmed out. Let me get the fuel pump and ignition into manual. Check our after takeoff checklist. Fuel pumps on auto, ice protection as needed, 140, we're done climbing, so cruise set. Ice protection as required and monitor the stuff. All right, let's see our safe altitude for this leg is 4,000 feet. 4,000 feet for the safe altitude this time. We've come so far from our 500-foot safe altitude days. And from our days when we were flying a plane so slow we couldn't overspeed. It's way too fast. Benjamin, thanks for the sub, dude. Alright, turning on the course here to the west. Alright, desired track. 283. Dude, Josh, you are so far ahead in the Vision Jet. Josh always does reconnaissance for us, though, so I love it. He'll show up. He'll be at the airport like 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early. Give us an update on the weather and the winds. All right, everything's looking good. Everything's in the green. You're going really slow. Yeah, okay. I'm just barely even trying. It's like when one of your friends, when you were kids, like way faster than you, you're like huffing and puffing, and they're like, "Ah, yes, this is easy, leisurely run." What an easy run or bike ride we're going on. This is just such a slow pace for me. Yeah, whatever, man. I feel like I might be going too fast in this thing too. No, some of you guys are in TBMs. They'll be plenty fast. Oh, Raccoon's in the MU2. Dave's in the TBM 850. I don't know why I assumed that was Dave. It was an MU2. Dave is always in the 850. All right, first waypoint, 17 nautical miles. Look at the terrain now. I have relative terrain mode turned on the G1000. Sometimes it can be distracting on the big PFD, but you can also turn it on the inset map if you're using that in PFD options. I'm sorry, it's under map options. Map HSI, relative terrain. So you can see up ahead of how high up that terrain is compared to your current altitude. Hey Bruno, what's up? Oh, you're from Brazil. Awesome. Welcome, man. All right, now I'm way too slow. All right, 4,000 feet. Decent altitude. Am I missing this, or did they get rid of... Didn't this... I thought the G1000 had... Oh, okay, we have an RA now. I thought... Wasn't it showing a GPS estimated altitude down on the bottom? I could have sworn it was showing that. But now it looks like we have... a radio altimeter, which I don't... I wonder how realistic that is if this has a radio altimeter in the real M500. I'm pretty sure like the Kodiak, the TBM, probably the Grand Caravan have radio altimeters in them, but I don't know about... Oh, maybe this does. It should only show up here on the display if it's equipped with one, so... That's our AGL height right there. 1470 above the ground. Airspeed. Hey Matt, what's up? Morning from Australia. What's the next airport? We're going to KLAA, Lamar Municipal. It's in Colorado. There, we do have a bunch of wind turbines here, yep. These have shadows, but they're not physically there in the sim. That's just part of the satellite. That's part of the satellite photography, these. But these over here are rendered in. All right, I'm off course a little bit. I'm gonna go a little more south. Raccoon says I was gonna fly the new Cessna, but I got dusted last time. So I did check out the 207 that came out today. I did a couple flights in it, like not full flights. I basically did like startup, taxi, and climbed up for a bit. Just flew around with autopilot. It's not bad. I do think the price is good. Like a $10 plane is pretty good. And it's definitely more powerful than like the 172. And it holds a lot of people. It's like an 8-seater. And it has a cargo variant and a skydiving variant, which is pretty cool. And the doors all open up. That part of it's nice. Hey, Smooth, what's up? Yeah, I kind of figured I would stream tonight, even though I'm not like 100% yet. But I thought it's been too long, so so I feel bad not chatting with you guys since Thursday. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to make it an entire week. That just feels way worse than 5 days. Oh yeah, the cargo variant's hauling Xboxes. Yep, and the skydiving variant has a bunch of skydiving gear in the back. It's got some like skydiving goggles, and it's got a band on them, an elastic band that says Xbox on it as well. Pretty funny. I wonder if that was the limit of the Microsoft collaboration with Coronado for that plane. Hey, you're gonna need to add some Xbox logos on those boxes. And they're like, all right, our work here is done. We're good. You feel like Coronado's the Captain Sim of GA? I think that most people feel that way. Yeah. I mean, they're usually. The planes are never study level. They very rarely have any extra like bells and whistles, EFBs, failures, operational circuit breakers and fuses. They're usually, I'd say, around the level of kind of the default Asobo planes. Most of them. Now the Asobo planes that have gotten attention from like the working title team are definitely much better than the default Asobo planes were of the past. I feel like. But yeah, I feel like the Coronado stuff, Coronado, yeah, they're usually very simple planes. Like it'll be a slightly more powerful engine. It's not going to have very much custom stuff, and I think they'll do the plane enough justice where if you're like, oh, I really want that exact Cessna model, you can find it. But it's not going to be like a game-changing plane for how you experience the sim. I don't think the way that like the FSR is with its EFB or the TBM is with its failures and its just more realism and stuff in those planes. So, but what's nice is, I mean, it's a $10 plane. I think in 2 days, or maybe they'll wait an entire week. But they normally bring in the price up to $15. So when they first introduced the plane, a Microsoft collaboration plane, it's on sale for $10 American, US dollars, and then after that it'll go on sale, or it'll be off sale and be like 50% more. But I picked it up to check it out, and yeah, I mean it's cool. I like the simplicity of it. Actually, I like that it's just got a 530 in it. It's a steam gauge with a 530. And it's got 3 variants, so that's pretty cool. Like, the problem is the Microsoft partners with them. They should partner with Just Flight or Blackberry. Yeah, it may just be, the complexity of the plane they're building, and of course they're going to want to involve different developers, but yeah. I'm sure scheduling comes into it, and, if Just Flight and Black Square are working on other things. Could also be like how high, like in demand that plane is. So like the TBM 850, like, so many people that sim watch Stevo, right, have probably watched him for years. So for them to introduce that plane and his plane, like specifically into it, it's pretty awesome. Like the hype around that plane, the demand for that plane, I think warrants having, somebody like Just Flight or having somebody like Black Square rather work on it, because they're gonna put in all the bells and whistles, and they'll spend a lot more time on it, I would assume. Whereas something like the Cessna 207, they're like, yeah, it's just, you know, we have the model for it. Let's do some work on the interior, get the engine specs good enough, throw in the default 530. There are no failures, no circuit breakers popped. But then what's nice in addition to that is they did do like extra work to add those variants. So I feel like we don't always see that. We don't always see a cargo variant or skydiving variant. So it's kind of cool. And there's a lot of, they put a lot of liveries in it too. There's like a dozen liveries or so. So I think for $10, I think the price is right. Whereas, you know, you fly one of these other planes, you're paying like $35, $45 mattering the plane. So oh, the Mooney is their best effort. Oh, yeah. I got the Mooney a long time ago, and I was intimidated by the blue knob, the blue lever. So I rarely flew it. I'm actually kind of surprised there's only... has there been another Mooney? I know they did the M20. I'm not really familiar with Mooney planes very much. I just know when that came out, people were excited about it. But that one was made years ago, the M20. Was it the Ovation? Non-partner stuff can get into the high 20s early. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is nice when they partner with someone just because of the price. That is a good point. Yeah, the M20 Ovation. Yeah, it's been a while since I've flown it. Like a really long time. It's got a good cruise. I think it's like close to 200 knots, maybe like 180, something like that. Let me see where we're flying over now. Are we in Colorado yet? It looks like are we still in Kansas? Yeah, it looks like we're still in Kansas, but then we're gonna be in Colorado shortly. Actually, I'm not sure. I can't see the state lines. I can only see the airspace on the world map on Navigraph, actually. So I'm not sure when we're gonna cross the border specifically. Oh, super. You're using On Air now? On Air is great, dude. On Air kept me going like so long. Like I always say this, but I'm so bad at sandboxy games. If I don't have like clear goals every day, I will just get lost. Like, you know, in Flight Sim, it's like, hey, fly literally anywhere in the entire world. It's like, okay, flew around my house, flew around some airports nearby where I live, flew around my childhood house or childhood home or whatever. And then I'm like, now what? On Air Company is awesome. I think they have some like holidays challenge thing. I never got into those, but you know, like most like MMOs and games like that, they'll do they'll do holiday challenges and stuff like that. Like pretty much any game, but yeah, they have a whole like holiday challenge thing where you're like delivering presents or something in the UK. Forget what it is exactly, but yeah, it's great. It gives you missions to do. It's great. Highly recommend it. I mean, the other ones are great too. Like, there's nothing wrong with with NeoFly or any of those. Am I accepting applicants for the VA? I ended up like dissolving the VA when I got back into simming. Like I took those 9 months off back when I like was unemployed the end of last year, and I just kind of stopped for a while and was like, this is a lot of work, and I was kind of stressed out and looking for a job for a while. But for me, so when I got back, I realized that the VA, like nobody was really doing it anymore, which makes sense, right? Like we were all doing it together on the stream and stuff like that. So yeah, I just at that point nobody was upkeeping it either. So I was like, all right, just deleted it. We were not doing it. And we also do like these group flights pretty often too, where we're just like, you know, looking at flight plans from the World Tours website or some other source, or someone will recommend an area. And those don't always coincide with like where our VA is in on-air company. So it just got to be it got a little disconnected too. So, but anyway, yeah, the VA doesn't exist anymore. This is kind of our VA. It's just doing these group flights together. Oh, what's up, Chris? You're joining in from KOHA. Oh, did we pass that already? Is it right? Where is KOHA? Is it right here? Oh, it's right here to our... Oh, I see you. KHOA? Probably this one right to our south. I see a white blip down there. It must be you. Hogberg says that I see the sectional view. Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. I haven't been flying VFR for a while, but it's amazing that they have the sectional in there now. Just realized I never pulled out my rudder trim. All right, that's set to 0. Do I stream this often outside of Cross America events? Yeah, my schedule's been Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for a bit. I was just doing the group flights on Saturdays, just because I could go a little longer. It was usually a better time for most people. And before that, I would normally do like some on-air company flights, checking out new features in on-air company, like the new industry features and things like that. And then I would usually do a VATSIM flight once a week with whichever plane I was learning at the time. So I remember doing one in like the Vision Jet, then I did one in the Honda Jet. I did a couple in the FSR 500, the M500. And then when December started, I was like just checking out one of these flight plans across the country, and I was like, hey, this is pretty fun. So we should just continue this for December. I mean, at this point, at this rate, it's going to go into January, it seems like, but it's just a bigger goal, and it was cool to find the flight plan somebody submitted on World Tours. How was the girlfriend's Euro trip? Yeah, it was good. They just went to a bunch of restaurants, and her and 2 of her girlfriends went out and had a week-long trip, and I was at home watching the puppy. And the puppy wasn't too much of a terror for me, so she behaved herself pretty well for that week. But yeah, they had a great time. They got back, and all the flights were fine. I think they had like a longer boarding, or they got split up at one point on the return trip where they couldn't be in the same terminal and didn't know it until last minute, so that was kind of a bummer. Besides that though, yeah, their trip was just smooth and fun. So, you know, she had the normal 24 hours of jet lag kind of thing, sleep all day for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go take a trip somewhere at some point. I haven't been anywhere for a while. I don't think I haven't gone really anywhere. I went to Vegas like last summer for a work-related thing, or this summer, 2023. I went out to Vegas for a few days. Was it 4 days? But before that, I think the last place I went to Idaho for a wedding in like 2020. Was it 2021? So it's been, besides my trip to Vegas, it's been a while since I've been on a plane. I mean, that wasn't that long ago. That was 6 months ago, 5 months ago. But I definitely haven't been on a significantly long trip for a while. And yeah, I don't really have any plans over the holiday. I'm gonna go see a friend of mine who lives pretty close by at the end of this week. But yeah, nothing crazy planned here. I don't know if any of you guys have any. Do you guys have any like giant trips planned? Any long flights in your future? Are there still going to be group flights on Saturday? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wasn't. I basically just said like, man, if we're going to get this done and go across the whole U.S. on this flight, on this route that this ZK guy made on the World Tours flight site, then I'm going to have to do it more than once a week or we'll never complete it. So I thought I'd just keep them going. And it's a good holiday feeling thing, right? We just all fly along casually for a while whenever we have some time, instead of the more serious things like learning planes and IFR stuff and doing doing VATSIM flights, things like that. Oh, Di-Fi says, oh, you just came back from New Zealand? Wait, where are you, Di-Fi? From New Zealand to where? I have not. I'm trying to think. I haven't been anywhere in South America. Right? No, I've never been to South America. Oh, Toronto. Nice. I'm trying to think where I haven't been. South America, Australia. I haven't been to India, Japan, China, Africa, or New Zealand. I've mostly just been to the States, Canada, and a lot throughout, not a whole lot throughout Europe, but the UK briefly, like London briefly, Europe, been Eastern Europe. Did you guys happen to see that? Wait, did you guys post that in the Discord or not? There's a popular post on the Flight Sim forums saying, on Microsoft Flight Sim forums, saying something like, wow, the atmospheric changes are great. And I looked at it and it kept apparently getting reported for being real world video. But the original poster apparently keeps saying, said that it's real and shared his weather settings and stuff that make it look so realistic. But I did a quadruple take. I thought it was real. Another friend of mine sent it to me. And I was just looking at it. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay, we're being trolled here. It's a real life landing photo or landing video, but supposedly it is the sim. This is very real looking. Pretty impressive. So how long was that flight from Toronto, or from New Zealand back to Toronto? Where do you stop over from New Zealand to Toronto? Do you stop somewhere in Europe? Do you stop in Germany or something? Or at Heathrow? What's the longest leg of that flight? All right, we are halfway to our first stop. This is one of the longest legs. I think this leg, not nonstop, without those fixes, was 130 miles. All right, winds are 210. 210 at 7, so maybe runway 18 seems like our best bet. We got a good 55 miles, probably runway 18. 22 hours, dude. Oh, it goes east. That makes sense. Just to Vancouver. Yeah. Why was I thinking that it goes west? I have the flat printed map in my mind, I mean, not that, as we all know, the Earth is obviously not round. You went over the giant ice wall then. Yeah, that makes sense. You'd go east. All right, I restarted it again. Restarted it another time. This is weird. So Twitch is having no problems. I'm streaming on both. It's using the same software to stream, but YouTube is losing frames. And I have no settings changes, so I think maybe YouTube's... I think YouTube is having some issues, I think. Stupid Twitch. Twitch is actually fine. Yeah, Twitch is giving me 0 warnings, so I think this is a YouTube problem today.
Airspeed, 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 airspeed.
Yeah, I have Twitch pulled up and it says yeah, it says excellent connection and everything.
Airspeed, airspeed, airspeed.
Airspeed. Let me check to make sure YouTube isn't yelling at me either. Stream health, good. Now it's good. YouTube is acting up. Oh, somebody on Sunday lost the stream. What's one really nice... Yeah, I almost never have problems. Actually, no. I was having problems starting the stream probably a month or so ago, I remember, on YouTube. But generally, YouTube is really solid. The nice thing about YouTube is, like I am right now, whenever you schedule a stream, you have a scheduled time. Technically, that stream, like URL and the stream itself, stays alive until you click an end stream button. So like for that other YouTuber, Gripper Sim, if they schedule their stream, when it cuts out, what I'm doing is I'm literally hitting stop streaming and then start streaming again from OBS, from my streaming software, and it just resumes it. So if you schedule it, that's one of the big benefits. And also, if you schedule it, it gives people like a 30-minute heads up, which is nice. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't changed anything. Hopefully, it doesn't keep happening. But looks like when it does, I can just hit start and stop, and it fixes it. You don't like Twitch much? Yeah, I think they're, each one has its pros and cons. I think YouTube has better quality. Twitch was built for streaming though, so it's got some advantages on YouTube for sure. Yeah, KLAA, that's where we're going. What's up, Soul? How you doing? Yeah, KLAA. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a little glitching going on here. All right, so KLAA is Lamar Municipal. So I think we've officially crossed over into Colorado. I'm pretty sure. Why is your TBM autopilot trying to dive you into the ground after you got the premium? Do you have the package installed for the TBM? If you download the PMS, they're like special packages to install for each plane. Some of them are just to like put it in the bezel, like physically make it fit perfectly into the plane, but other ones give you the working title. It's called like WTT mode is what the PMS 50 dev calls it. And that'll give you better autopilot features and performance. Oh, you just have the main one. Yeah, if you go to, or sorry, Super, call you both, Super React. If you go to the PMS 50 site, go scroll down a little and look for it where it says compatible planes. And then keep scrolling down. Oh, it's native. Oh, maybe it doesn't have a separate package anymore. Wait, I thought I downloaded it. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, I do have one. It's the GTN 750 WTT Aircraft Lactor TBM 850 package. Anyway, if you scroll down on their site, on the PMS 50 site, and look for where it shows the packages or compatible aircraft, you click on compatible aircraft, scroll down and look for the WTT mode, and I think there's still one available for the TBM 850. Some of them I think have been deprecated over time though, and you don't need them anymore. But I would just double check to make sure. All right, so Lamar Municipal, let's see, pattern altitude is 1,000. Oh, 1,000 square feet above. It just says that for everything, I think. 3,700 feet for the airfield elevation. So you probably want to be around 4,700 feet or 5,200 feet or so if you're in something faster. I'm gonna go up to 4,700. Just gonna set that bug right there just to remind myself to go to 47. And runway 18 should be good for us. Last time I checked the winds, yeah, winds are 2107 knots. So if you care about the 7 knots and you want a little better winds there for your landing, do runway 18. And runway 18, let's see. 183 is the heading for runway 18. Yeah, let's do I'm gonna do a full stop, but then a quick taxi back. And then I'll be able to show you guys, I'll be able to clear the other waypoints I have here. So runway heading, if you want to land on 18 is 183. If you want to use OBS mode or something like that, or just put it on your heading bug, you can just dial in 183 down here. Just as a little reference to the direction the runway is going to be. And runway 18 is 6,300 feet long. Plenty of runway length for everybody, I think. Except maybe the MU2. We'll see. No, it's plenty. Oh yeah, Barrow 2995. Let me hit the magic B key. Okay, mine's giving me 2996. Let me check the actual airport. Yep, 2995 on the METAR. We'll set that 2995. Done. All right, it's 13 Celsius out. I'm turning the pitot heat off. Oh, I see Josh hop on a Twitch to check it there and says that it's okay over there. Yeah, it looks like it's just a YouTube specific problem, unfortunately. All right, runway 18. I'm gonna get that set up. Let's see, OBS time? Why not? OBS, if you're on a G1000, whenever you hit OBS, all you need is this little triangular knob right here. You can dial in the runway heading. It's 183 for runway 18. There we go. We're not really gonna need it because we're, it's very VMC right now. You can see everything. Josh says, I noticed if someone's dual streaming YouTube and Twitch, the Twitch stream will be good and YouTube will suffer. I've been doing it, I've been multi-streaming for the last, 2 weeks or so? I did it briefly, then I took a break, and then I started doing it again because I figured out how to do it correctly, like a better way where YouTube quality didn't have to suffer. But I haven't had this problem the last 2 weeks, so. All right, I'm a little low again. All right, airfield elevation is about 3,700 feet. Gonna go for the south-facing runway 18. I'm your GPS. Uh-oh. That was his first mistake. You can just look at the cross track, 20-mile cross track. It's still 20 miles until the airport. I'm just getting lined up with the runway like super early. Just going a little bit north of the field instead. Could have just gotten way closer and just joined the pattern. That would be the normal way to do it. I just want to straight in every time. I just want to be like fully lined up, like, you know, 10 miles out or something. But yeah, realistically, I think we would go to the airport. Assume it's left hand or left turns, left traffic. I know this music's gonna put me to sleep. I gotta get rid of that one. Oh, the railroad tracks go right by the runway. Nice. I'm gonna look for that. The 850 has a WTT package. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Keeps trimming you into the ground the moment you turn on autopilot. Do you don't have like a... Do you have issues with any other autopilot? And you don't have any other mods installed for the 850, do you? Besides liveries? And you don't have like a throttle, an axis bound to your pitch trim, do you? If you have shortcuts set for your pitch trim, texture mod, I mean, I doubt that would mess with it. You don't have an axis set? Huh. That would be my go-to, like the axis is set and just keeps forcing it to a preset, like absolute position. Yeah, I would just put in the, put on the working title one and see. Worked fine last night. I mean, could you have a random failure? If it's a black square plane, like it might be, I don't know what your failure settings are, but check the failures list on the little weather radar thing. Make sure you don't have like some autopilot failure. But if you don't have an axis set to pitch trim, then nothing should really be messing with your pitch trim unless you have, yeah, some sort of conflict with other avionics, but it shouldn't be the case, yeah, if you just have the, unless you have some old working title mod installed, like an old autopilot, or an old, like, G1000 mod or something, like, before it all got released on the marketplace. I think worst case, maybe check the known issues or, like, troubleshooting if they have them published on the site. Alright, here's the field right here. The 850 isn't on the marketplace, but I just mean the working title mods, like back when they used to be. They're still on the marketplace, but now they're used to like make sure third-party planes use those avionics. But if you have any third-party avionics in some way, like sometimes, like, I don't know how often it happens anymore, but there was a period where people were adding in little avionics improvements to the Garmin systems before working title kind of reads in them all. It would have to be like an older mod you added. I think it had to probably be like years ago. I know it's weird if you weren't having problems yesterday, but you're having problems today. I thought this was the airport, but it's not. It is where everybody has already landed. I'm gonna modify my flight plan to remove a couple waypoints I put in. It's gonna be so boring without these extra waypoints, isn't it? I'm gonna get rid of one of them. I mean, there's not much of a difference without it, though. I mean, it's, yeah. I'll get rid of them. Flying direct to airports over and over gets a little boring, but I do want it to be simple for you guys just to put it in and have the same exact route. All right, let's get the fuel pumps on manual, ignition on manual. Landing lights are on. Flaps are set to 10 degrees so far. Gear's already down. Yeah, Super, you could install that working title package from the PMS 50 site real quick and restart and see if that fixes it. Hopefully it fixes it. You know what it could be is like a requirement if you have the G1000 or GNS stuff installed on the plane, like through the marketplace, the working title ones, then maybe it conflicts with it if you don't also install the working title package for the plane you're in. Maybe. What's up, Danny? You wonder if they'll have AI ATC. I mean, that would be awesome. Any improvement to ATC would be a welcome improvement, I think. Everyone would agree. There are so many. I mean, just today, what you guys pointed out one? There's a new one called sayintentions.ai or something. They're like 3 different ATC AIs right now. Maybe there's even more that we don't know about yet. But it seems to be like a fiercely competitive space all of a sudden. Alright, full flaps. Alright, let's see our wind. 6 knot wind, headwind. Perfect. Seems like they'd be in on that. I mean, at the least, like, it would be great if they hired one of those companies that maybe they're waiting for them to come out to hire them. I always like have hope that we'll get another like working title story where there'll be these devs that make a product that's so good that Microsoft hires them to make it, you know, like a first-class feature in the sim itself for everybody, which is what happened with the working title stuff. You know, they released these mods, very, very professionally done, high quality, you know, and yeah, Microsoft ended up bringing them on, and now you just see working title stuff popping up in like every major update. It's awesome. So if something like that happens with one of these AI companies, like Beyond ATC, or, you know, what were the other two? I forget the other 2 names. Beyond ATC is the one everybody knows, and same here. It's the one that I always remember. They've done a good job marketing it. Oh yeah, I forgot I gotta keep the nose down on this thing. I always want to lift the nose up. And I always fail. Oh, sim is frozen. And it's back. So at least the stutters don't happen on final. They move the stutters until you land. And Microsoft and VATSIM ATC is asking why you aren't vacating the runway yet. So it's still there. The 420 Texas is in the Pelican. You love to see it. I love to see it. Some people hate to see it. I love to see it. It's hilarious. All right, I'm just going to taxi back to the runway. The puppy is visiting at my feet. All right, just taxiing back to runway 18 again. Let me bring up the VFR map. All right, next leg is, I believe, shorter than the first leg. Yeah, this one is... All right, the first leg was 130 miles. I'm looking at something off my screen. Now I got totally turned around. What am I doing? Where am I? Oh, hey, there we are. Okay, so the next leg's 86. Our altitude keeps going up, though. Oh, thanks, Danny. 30 seconds. Favorite plane. Oh man. Before it's the M500 right now. This plane. This is my favorite plane. Before this came out, I think I would still say my favorite plane is the analog Caravan, just because I spent so much time in it. The 850 is really cool. I just the analog Caravan is, I just loved using it for so long. But this plane is I love the M500. I feel like the bar has been raised for G8 planes with this thing. I mean, and the 850, but I think FS Reborn has like done as good a job as Black Square. Like, this thing is incredible. Oops, let me get these back to, oh, these, yeah, should stay on manual. Landing lights are on. Reset that pitch trim. That could have been some super high nose up attitude. Flaps are set back to 10. All right, next we're going to K-Pub. Pueblo, however you say it. 86 nautical miles away. We'll just go direct. So I got KLAA to K-Pub. 86 nautical miles. FSR 500, yep. Oh yeah. Yes, it's definitely not an M500. I wonder if they have to get their permission to call it the plane it's very, very heavily influenced by. All right, 85, rotate. All right, gears coming up. Oh yeah, the SR22. Yeah, the improvements for the SR22 are great. Like, it's kind of amazing that there's now the Perspective Plus features in the G1000 are pretty amazing that they did that. Like, really customizing something to make it even more realistic for a specific plane is pretty cool. And I know that, like, because it's the like Gen 6 turbo variant, it's got faster speeds. I think it's got a higher ceiling than before too, because of that. And the whole panel and everything, everything is updated to like the G6 model. So I forgot to turn off OBS mode, so I need to do that, and then, all right, cool, it's updated it. But yeah, the SR22 is cool. I didn't fly the original SR22 in the sim that much to really notice a huge difference in like the handling. Or the performance, I think a little bit, like it's faster. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, those working title guys, dude. Everything they touch, everything they touch just turns to gold, man. And I don't fly the airliners like almost ever, so it's hard for me to say how good the improvements to the 747 and the 787 are, but you know, I know that they improved those. Sorry if I'm sniffling into the mic. Little bit of sniffling, a little bit of a sore throat, but besides that, I'm back. Little lower energy. Not that it's ever the two-tone level energy. All right, it's getting on a course here, straight to K-Pub, 83 nautical miles. I'm gonna try to keep it maxed out here. As is tradition, I flew up to 6,600 feet. There's a rumor they're adding a visual path to the G1000. Oh, that would be so cool. That's great, yeah. I know that you can turn that on in like your sim assistance options, but it would be really cool if they showed it inside the on the actual G1000 screen, yeah.
Check gear.
Put these back to auto. Yeah, visual path would be awesome. So would being able to define like an offset. I think it's called offset track. That would be an incredible feature to add onto the flight planning capabilities. I'm turning on autopilot. So like, you guys probably know about like VNav. And if we weren't doing like if we were doing this route, I could basically go to KPub, and I think you go into menu. Yeah, right here. And under menu, there's this grayed out option because it's not implemented called Create ATK Offset Waypoint. So you can create an offset. I don't know what the ATK stands for, but I believe it's a long track, maybe offset waypoint is I think what it means. So what you can do is how? Oh, it's pitched down, that's why. Altitude hold mode, there we go. So what you can do if they add that is, you guys might know you can go in and say for this airport, you can go and define a VNav altitude. So KPub, for example, I could go look up the airport elevation. I just see it on the side here, little nav map. It's about 4,700 feet. So what I could do is set this to, you know, like 4,700 feet, or say I want to set it to pattern. I'll do like 5,700 feet. And say I'm at a higher altitude. Where am I right now? I'm at 6,200 feet. So this is not much of a descent. It's a 500-foot descent to get down to that altitude. But say we're up at, you know, 15, 20,000 feet, something like that. The problem with this is that the VNav profile is set to draw that line of descent down to that exact waypoint. So when we're literally over the airport, that's the point at which we would be at this altitude, which is great for things like RNAV approaches and stars and SIDS. Not SIDS with the G1000, but stars for sure if you ever fly them with a G1000, because it's for descent only in the G1000. But yeah, VNav's great for that. You're at those waypoints at the exact altitude, at the exact location you need to be at that altitude, so it works out great. But if you use it to define the altitude based on an airport you're actually landing at, then obviously we're still going to be, even if I set the airport elevation in here, the airport elevation will be okay, but I want to get down to traffic pattern altitude a certain distance from the airport instead. Like, I don't want to get to the airport elevation at the airport, because then I'm not going to level off, right? It's going to fly me straight down. I need to like level off at traffic pattern altitude, circle, line up with the runway based on the pattern. Anyway, what the offset track would let me do is say, I want to get to this altitude, this number of miles out. So then the TOD would not appear right here, or sorry, the TOD is there. The our bottom of descent would not be right here. Our bottom of descent would be a few miles out along the track, but offset from the point. So we would be able to set our bottom of descent out here. Right now, bottom of descent is always at the waypoint where the VNav altitude is set for. So with that, we could set our traffic pattern altitude, say 6 miles out or something like that, and then use VNav to get down to that altitude precisely 6 miles out from that field, and then we could circle and, you know, circle and land. But anyway, I would love if they add that feature. But for now, you can kind of cheat it just by like adding some altitude to this, just so that like descent line that's coming down for the VNav profile, you know, is higher than it would normally be at that location. So, but anyway, yeah, the good way to do it would be to use the track offset feature. All right, K Pub. Hey, Thomas, what's up? The next code. We just took off from KLAA. We're going to go land at K Pub. This is Pueblo. Yeah, Pueblo in Colorado. And I'm on autopilot. Haven't been on autopilot for like 95% of this across the country trek, but I'll definitely admit when I'm using it, just so you guys know. You can start the timer. How to downgrade to DirectX 11. You wouldn't necessarily downgrade to a diamond, but if you go into your settings, go into your general options here, and go into your graphics settings, right here you just change the version of DirectX you're using. So you just change this to DirectX 11 and then restart your sim. It's probably what you're looking for. Sean says the upcoming any build A300 600 looks impressive based on the most recent dev post. Like their A310. Even though I can't land it, worth a lick. Yeah, I don't know that I've seen... Do you guys fly the A310 at all? Those of you that fly airliners? I remember like playing around with it a little bit when it first came out. But yeah, I'm not really an airliner person, but oh, look, my VFR map is actually messed up a little because of my not having an active leg. So I'm gonna highlight KPub, menu, enter to activate the leg. There, that fixed it now. All right, 60 miles left. Looks like I was off track a little bit because of that. Which runway? Let's see, we're still 60 miles out. We can just take a look at the weather. Let's take a look at the METAR. Winds are calm, so you can just pick whatever you want. I mean, of course, like, realistically, I shouldn't even say realistically because, you know, we're in the sim, but, you know, if we had the real world capabilities, we would check the, I guess I could still check ATIS. So if we wanted to find out exactly which runways were active, we could listen in on ATIS for it. Josh, thank you, dude. Josh is a gifting madman. Thanks, Josh. Looks like Cyber, Bloomin', Joel, Omar, and Gigantic all got a gift. Enjoy your month of weird badges. You have the smallest mustache, but it'll grow in time. Green names only allowed. And actually, if you're gonna need to get in touch with Josh to get your free cartons of cigarettes to pass out to your passengers. So. And I think are we giving out power drills now, or I think we're giving out Dremels. I think as part of the welcome package, you also get Dremels, so you can go into each of your plane and find any no smoking signs, placards, anything like that that's metal, and scrape them off. So make sure you do that in your planes as well. Thanks, Josh. And as you guys know, Josh is me, so it's really just me gifting them through my second account. I am multi-boxing. You may see Josh flying around, but that's actually me as well on a second PC to the right. Oh, we do have mountains in sight. Yeah, our safe altitude for this leg is 6,000. The next airport is 7,500, and then to Denver after that is 9,000. So we're stepping up on the altitude here. Speaking of which, I'm going to bring it up to, let's bring it up to 7,000 feet. Just vertical speed it up really slowly. And let's see, pitot heat off is, no, we're at 12 degrees. I guess I'll go ahead and put it on. Thank you, Josh. So if we do want to get a specific runway, what we can do is tune into the ATIS. So I mean the VFR map is really like so powerful now. Like you used to not like, I think it was like Sim Update 14 or something they added this. This was another thing brought to us by the Working Title team. if you bring up the VFR map, you can just click on an airport. Sometimes you have to like scroll in really far to be able to do it. So like, for example, the VOR, this Pueblo VOR right here is really close. So you may have to zoom in really far to make sure you're actually clicking on the airport icon. But when you do that, it's going to give you a bunch of information here, including all the runways, their surface type, their length. If there are approaches, like if there are ILS approaches, it'll give you the runways the ILS is active for, the final approach course for that runway. So these are actually the runway headings for these two runways. It'll give you the identifier of the ILS, of the localizer that you'll tune into, and the frequency of the localizer. If there's weather available, like a METAR available, you'll get that at the very bottom. And then what we want right now, like for the ATIS, if you don't want to go through the ATC window and find the ATIS somehow by clicking through, finding nearby airports, all that stuff, then you can just go here and just look up the ATIS. Or if you want to get ATIS for a nearby airport. So we're over here. If I want to get the ATIS for this airport, I just click it. It has an ASOS, Surface Observation Station. So this won't give us runway information. Only ATIS will give you the actual runway, active runway information. AWOS and ASOS will just give you like the numbers. They won't give you any specifics about the runway operations. But you can just find this and tune it into your radio manually if you want.
Your help and videos, man. Much appreciated. Much love, Kip.
Dude, Diamond, thanks so much for the $5. Thank you for your help in videos. Yeah, no problem, man. Sorry that all I do nowadays is stream. I feel like someday I'll have to get back on the videos. But if you guys have questions like about this stuff, especially like G1000 stuff, I'm glad to answer anything that I can, of course. Thanks a lot, dude. I appreciate that. Also on the Discord, ask a lot of questions. Yeah, by all means, dude. That's what it's for. Yeah, hop in the Discord. If you have any other questions, and yeah, there's a lot of guys in there that are super helpful for all this stuff. I know recently there's been a lot of questions about airliners, which I don't really know much about. And like Josh and other guys have been hopping in, helping them out. So totally appreciate you guys helping other people out in there too. So I actually have voices turned off, I think. So I need to go into my general options to show the ATIS stuff. But if you have voices off, oh, I don't have them off. Nice. Okay. So you have to have voices on to your ATC voices. That includes anything that's AI generated, including the ATIS. So I could just click on Pueblo, find the ATIS. Since it has an ATIS terminal information services, it's going to give us information about the runways, instructions about that airport specifically, not just a weather report that's automated. So 125.25. So I'm not using COM1, so I'm just going to go, I'll use it on COM1. So we just dial in 125.25. And then we can see what runway is actually in use. So even though the winds are calm. So I just swapped it, and we'll listen in for the runway, the altimeter.
Wind 016 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature tree. Viewpoint 10. Altimeter 29er, decimal 9er tree. ILS runway 8 right and visual runway 8 left in use. Landing and departing runway 8 right and runway 8 left.
Alright, so landing and departing runway 8 right, 8 left.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Quebec.
Alright, so we have information Quebec, and what we were waiting for there was just listening to the active runways. So it said landing and departing runways 08 left and right. I think it also said ILS. I think I heard it say ILS 0 right, but it said landing and departing 08 left and right. So we can use 8 left or right if we want to follow what the ATIS says. You know, that's kind of like the most work you can do to figure out which runway, or it's the second most, right? The first most would be you're talking to ATC. I know the in-sim ATC kind of sucks, or very much, but at least it'll assign you an approach if you're doing an IFR flight plan. So that ATC, like supposed human, the AI human would assign you an approach, right? They'd say like, you know, expect ILS 08 right or something like that. So you would know exactly what your approach is. If you're ignoring ATC, which most people recommend in general, just because it's just not very good. The next step would be to just use ATIS to find the active runway, The third thing you could do, like instead of that, kind of like in order of difficulty, third thing would be just check the METAR, look at the winds. Wherever the wind report is, find the runway that matches closest to that and just pick that runway if it's long enough. So at least you have mostly a headwind. So if the winds are, 150 at 8 or something like that, runway 17 is closest to 15. So you just match it up as close as you can pretty much. And then, outside of that, I guess you could overfly the field and look at the windsock. If you don't want to pick any of that stuff up, you don't want to click anything, just fly over the field at, 1,000, or is it 1,000 or 1,500 over the field? Might be even be 2,000. Anyway, but if you overfly the field, I don't know the real rules for that, but if you overfly the field and you can make out the windsock, then you can use that as well. And the windsock will like be pointing towards the threshold of the runway you want to land on. So it's kind of pointing like, hey, that way. That's where you want to touch down, kind of. You want to be flying into, like, you want the windsock to be pointing at you as you're flying towards the airport. Ideally directly at you. And then the very easiest thing is just to not do anything and just land wherever you want. All right, we're at 7,000 feet. Oh, the VOR video? Dude, yeah, I really need to remake that. I made that VOR video like a week after learning about VORs, where I thought I basically understood them enough. And honest, like it has so many mistakes in it. So many of the old videos have so many mistakes, but they aren't like misleading or anything. Like I don't think it's like completely wrong information. It's just like I basically could have done something a little bit better, or I used a wrong term here and there. I think in one of my ILS videos, I said to look at the ILS instrument, which is a CDI, but I called it the ILS instrument, which makes me cringe when I look back on it. But those videos, people still find them really useful, so I've just kind of left them. So I guess it was useful enough. So nowadays, I think I would explain it a little more concisely. But yeah, I think, whatever. I think that's the thing. Anybody that makes any video, I think they would feel the same way. You like tell someone how to do something one time, and then the next time someone else asks you, probably explain it a different way. So sounds like me, just do what I want. Yeah, I mean it's a sim, right? The only time you can't just do what you want is if you're on Pilot Edge or VATSIM or something like that, and then if you just do what you want, then you get in trouble. So all right, so 08 left and right are our options for Pueblo. Do any of you guys live in Colorado? Do you know is it Pueblo? How do you pronounce it? I need pronunciation corrections. That's usually the theme of the streams, is me learning how to say names of cities and airports. Pueblo, first way I said. It helped me. Awesome, Thomas. Yeah, I think it does help enough people to get started on the basics. And then I think last year sometime I made another video that was like a point-by-point VOR to VOR flight video. So I got to clarify some of those things, make them a little bit easier. All right, so 08 left and right, and then, yeah, this is sometimes, as you guys probably know, because the runway number is based on its magnetic heading. So if you add a 0 on the end, that's its rough magnetic heading. Say for 17, for example, I'd say, okay, it's roughly 170. If it happens to have an ILS approach in this window, in the VFR map details, if you go down and look here, it will show you the precise runway heading right here. So sometimes when I pull those up, that's how I get them, is I just look right here and I'm like, oh, it's got happens to have an ILS for that runway. Therefore, I know it's going to pull that in right here. Otherwise, you can look up, real world information. You can look up FAA airport diagrams to find it. You can use Navigraph. You can use little nav map, which I think pulls in the same data. So if I look at like little nav map right now, Actually, what's interesting is 080. If I look at little nav map, it says runway 08 right is actually a heading of 081. So I might have to take it back now that this is inaccurate. Normally, these aren't straight on with a 0 at the end. It is convenient when they happen to be aligned perfectly like that. But in this case, maybe it's not. Another way we could do it is just by setting up a visual approach in the Garmin. That usually puts us directly on the correct runway heading. Should try out Navigraph. Yeah, Navigraph is absolutely incredible. All right, I'm going to turn off the autopilot. Let's do another stop and back taxi on this one. And if you're a little bit behind, then you could just overfly the field if you want. Yeah, you guys in like the Grand Caravans and stuff, I'm going a bit faster. DA62 is also a little slow, even though it is a twin. All right, so 08. Let me go ahead and get OBS set up again at 080. Well, let's try 081 and see what's right. Microsoft Flight Sim or little nav map. It's hard to trust it when it has a 0 on the end, so I'm gonna fly over the field and then we'll just do left traffic around for 08 left, I guess. I forget which one's the shorter one. One of them's like 10,000 feet long. Okay, pub 08 left is 4,600 feet. 08 right is 10,460 feet. All right, and the airfield elevation for Pueblo, 4675, so call it 4,700. Yeah, winds are calm, so you guys can land on any runway you want. According to the ATA, 08 is the 08 left and right are the actives. But let's see. Actually, I mean, if we want to save a little time, we can. I'm going to circle around just for practice, do a little pattern in this for 08 left and right. But if you guys want to land on one that's way more convenient, you'll have 26 left and 26 right. Will be very easy. A little left-hand turn to land on those. But I'm going to fly over the field. Should fly over about 5,700 feet. That's a rule I need to look up is when you overfly a field, what should your altitude be? I'm guessing it's higher than traffic pattern altitude. I bet they tack on another 500 feet or something. Maybe one of you guys knows that rule. But here are 26 left and right in front of us. Really convenient. Here's 26 left and then 26 right. Looks like it's over here. Yeah, it's hard to see. They're both hard surface runways. I guess 26 right is it really one of these? It looks like this one right here. And this is a taxiway right here. So yeah, 26 left right here, 26 right over here. And then we'll have 8 left and 8 right over here. All right, it's on parallel, so I should get a mile or so away. Go join the downwind. I'm just assuming it's left traffic here. Alright, airport's a mile, so I'm gonna turn around to the left. Getting slowed down, look over, see if I can still see it. So because I have OBS set up, that my magenta needles just represent the runway I'm landing on, so it's really easy to line up. Just looking right down here and just using that as my guide. That's the runway right there to the left. Alright, can't see the runway. Should get my gear, my first notch of flaps down, and then I'll make my turn. Alright. Turn fuel pumps and ignition to manual. Smart camera being very helpful. Looking straight behind me. Alright, another notch. And OBS is a little less helpful when we got parallel runways, but it's not the worst. I'm gonna land on the short one. Flew past it a little bit. If there was parallel landing traffic on 8 right, I'd be in trouble. Okay, just raising the nose to slow down. Get into that white full flap range. All right, there we go. Add a little power. A little bit low, I think. Trim, 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 trim. We can take off from 8 right, or yeah, we could do, I guess 8 right. And note to self, keep it aimed down in this plane, or we'll never touch the ground. The classic hard pull to the left. I can't wait for Sim Update 15 to get rid of that hard pull to the left thing. It's going to be so nice for that to be finally gone. And then I think with it, we'll probably get a whole host of new feeling landings. Like, landings are going to feel so different. I'm just going to taxi on runway 8, or runway, yeah, runway 8. 8 left here. Fish says the wifey's bringing me Arby's. Oh my god, Arby's roast beef sandwiches are so good. All you need is like 10 of those and the Arby's sauce and you're good to go. They reheat pretty well too. Alright, I'm gonna get the flaps up to takeoff position. I'll check the route in a second. We're gonna go to the north, the KCOS, Colorado Springs. 7,500 feet is our next altitude, safe altitude for the next leg. I think we can do that and then one more and end at Denver. I think that'd be pretty good. Can't tell how long I've been live because I've restarted the stream twice. I think I got on at 6, right? Hour and a half. Or maybe this will be the last one. I don't know. Maybe we'll go to Denver. At least one more though. All right, get lined up. Let's check our flaps are set. Yep, flaps 1. Reset our pitch trim. Usually go a little down from center. All right, that's set. Manual fuel pump, manual ignition. Good. And then check our route here. Turn off OBS mode. KCOS. I'm going to have to do the menu activate leg again. All right, that looks good. All right, we're taking off and headed north on a 335 course or track. All right, 335. Oh, Colorado Springs is only 32 miles from here, actually. The airport. 32 miles from Pueblo. So I think maybe we'll do a touch and go because that's pretty soon. All right, 85 knots. Rotate. Oh my God, the spruce goose. Sorry, I haven't been watching your guys' landings. I feel like I'm trying to rush this just to make sure I have enough steam for the next airport or two. All right, gear is coming up, a little late. Oh, I didn't set my rudder trim. Oh, it was, did I? Oh, I had some left rudder trim in by accident. I think I probably did that when I was using electric pitch trim. When I was using my pitch trim, I was probably accidentally pulling in some rudder trim at the same time. I have them on the same hat, so if I push it a little left or right, then it's gonna dial in some rudder trim. Wasn't catastrophic, I guess. $100. Oh, to Denver. We can just do, I think we can just do Colorado Springs. It's 32 miles from here. We can call it a Colorado Springs. All right, the safe altitude for this leg is 7,500 feet. Unless you want to scrape some terrain and see how low we can get. Yeah, we can see the mountains right ahead of us here. Yeah, definitely see just a little bit of rising terrain over there. What's up, Underdog? How you doing, man? It's a glorious mustache you have there, sir. Alright, just riding that yellow band on the airspeed indicator here. Alright, let's go 7,500. I'm the worst at holding altitude manually. Not too bad at the course, but man, holding altitude, that is a skill I don't have, flying manually. Even when you're trimmed out, it's just like so easy to get just a little gust that throws you up 100 feet. All right, there's 7,300. You update that altimeter. Looks like 290907 is the current altimeter setting, according to Microsoft Flight Sim. The magic arrow key.
Airspeed, 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 airspeed,
Oh no.
airspeed, airspeed.
All right, let's get these back to auto. Auto. Good. Autopilot is off still, believe it or not.
Airspeed, 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 airspeed.
Got a nice little tailwind, 11 knots. If I can beat you guys there and watch a few landings before we call it a night. Thanks, Delta. The need for airspeed, airspeed, airspeed. Apparently I'm not ready for this plane. It's too fast for me. Or maybe it's too slow for me. I'm trying to go faster than it will allow me. All right, man. The air is pretty smooth too. Kind of brings that that warning up pretty fast. It must be of the like airspeed vector, that like airspeed trend vector is like going up towards it too fast. Maybe it'll warn you. It's probably what it is. Oh, you're out this evening? Nice. Don't pull a me and get yourself sick by being around too many people. Oh, 8,500 feet? That is technically true, yep. Yeah, we are going west, so technically if we wanted to fly with all the VFR, fly in VFR like realistic, yeah, we would be at 8,500 or just way higher in general, right? We don't want to fly that low to the ground anyway, no matter what. But I don't know what Neod and Swevin. Is that northeast odd, southwest even? I actually didn't know the west part. I thought it was just east and west. But I know in general, yeah, west is even, east is odd. It's easy to remember because people on the East Coast are weird, so east is odd. I lived on the East Coast in my life, so I can say it. I lived on both. All right, Delta. Oh, work and chores out. I thought you were out at a dinner or something. See you all on Discord tomorrow. Listen to the replay. Awesome, man. Yeah, we'll talk to you then. The Trinidad TB21. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that last stream. I didn't know what the TB21 was. Yeah, looks like I'm making good time to beat you guys in and we can watch some landings. I'm not going to slow down. All right, let's, we're already like more than halfway there. 13 nautical miles until Colorado Springs. 4,600 foot elevation for the airfield. All right, so 7,600. Or sorry, is that the right one? 40 City of Colorado. Sorry, City of Colorado. Colorado Springs Municipal is 6,100 feet. All right, set my selected altitude to 7,100. Let's check the weather there. Check the active runway. See what we got. Oh man, there's ILS, 3 ILS approaches available. Winds are variable at 3 knots. And no weather to worry about. Clouds are at 23,000 feet. But if we want, again, we can just tune into the ATIS. 1250, that's an easy one. Listen to which runway they say is active. If you even want to do that. It's 1250.
Airport information, India 1800 Zulu. Wind 301 at 5.
Oh, 301 at 5.
10. Sky conditions.
See, this is where the ATIS can just differ from the METAR. Because I believe they're on 2 separate sources. I'm pretty sure the METAR gets pulled in from real world, like a different service. It says variable at 3. Alright, 35 left and right. So I'm pretty sure it's still the case that, I mean, we just saw it. It says variable 3, and then it gave us like 310 at, was it 310 at 5? I think they're just 2 different data sources, which is weird. Anyway, they're running 35 left and right if you guys want to land on the active runways. 35 left and right, so it sounds like you'll have a little crosswind from the left. METAR from another weather station. I don't think so. Yeah, it has KCOS as the identifier for the weather here. So I don't think so. I think they're 2 different sources. Airspeed. A little weird. I didn't compare the timestamps either, so maybe there's a difference in the timestamps. All right, well, either way, they said runways 35 left and right are in use. Oh, those are the ones right here.
Check gear.
Oh, 3-5 is actually... Oh, right here in front of me. All right, I'm going to do a very bad thing and just... I'm just going to land here. And then I'll be able to see everyone else land. I'm just going to chop and drop. Lead off all this speed with a slip. Do not do this at home. This is a horrible idea. I'm just doing it for the stream. So you guys behind me can swing out to the left and land on 3-5 right. And then there's a 3-5 left as well. It looks like, and the windsock is blowing in the opposite direction. It's blowing, it's giving me a little tailwind. Yeah, 2-knot tailwind here. That's fine. This'll do for our last landing of the day. It's not a problem. You love the METAR readout. Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, VATSIM, and even the VATSIM map is such a great spot to just pull up all the frequencies you need and the METARs. It's awesome. Or the ATIS actually, not just the METAR. You get the full-on text ATIS. The D-Link ATIS and a Navigraph as well is it's so cool. You can pull that up in Navigraph. All right, let's see some of you guys land. Get out of the plane. Sorry, that was a quick runway change there. Crispy's the first one coming in. It looks like TBM 9, TBM 930, TBM 930. Oh, Raccoon, you look so good. Look at him. Look at that plane. Everybody ignore Crispy Lope. Sorry, Crispy. Look next to him. Look next to him. Oh, John B's cutting in front. John B's cutting in front. The look at me moment. He's getting his 5 seconds. Yeah, there's a little bit of a tailwind on the windsock. Oh no, Crispy. Crispy just definitely intentionally nose planted there at the end. The MU2. My God, that plane is so pretty. I love the MU2, man. Such a good plane. Here comes Hunterson, PC-12. Sorry that you just look like a bonanza. What is it? What is it replacing the PC-12 with? TBM9, Hunterson, emerald green livery. Oh, that was straight centerline. That was beautiful centerline. Simper coming in, 208 Grand Caravan. My favorite plane of all time, especially the analog variant. See that centerline? Oh. Oh, that was as close as it gets. Beautiful. We'll give that a 16 out of 10. Oh, I'm missing a couple here. Danny's down in the Vision Jet. And Di-Fi down in the TBM 930? That's a 930. The winglets are super big on that. Here comes Richo for the win. TBM 930. Also emerald green. He's glitching. He's glitching badly, probably because we're on USA East. And it's not his preferred server. HG in the Grand Caravan. The best plane in the game, 100%. I saw him touch the white paint. That counts. 17 out of 10. That was if you touch the center line, it's like an instant +5. All right, Loki's on the way in. TBM 9, 6,000 feet. What is going on in the background there? There's just, the horizon is gone because of the clouds, but we have a new wonder of the world has appeared right here near Colorado Springs. So if you guys want to come see the newest pyramid in the world, you can come see it right here at Colorado Springs Airport. I love that livery too. There are very few liveries that I don't like. The blue has grown on me. I'm more of a gold, black, and red kind of guy. Oh, that's Chris's uncle's house. Wait, really? In real life? I don't know if is he joking? I mean, I read it online, so it must be true. Chris's uncle's house, everyone. He must charge an admission fee or something to get in there. Crispy is back, reloaded in for his victory lap here. All right, we got NT, we got N420TX, 420 Texas, I'm sure the tail number has no meaning, and he's coming in with the Hercules. Obviously with no gear, we're going to see a delicious belly landing here. Josh is in the Vision Jet, looking smooth as always. A little bit in the fast lane like I do it. External bag is also down. Is that in the 207? Is that the 207? Well, I gotta watch the Spruce Goose with the belly landing. Oh god! Alright, somebody attach a tow bar to this thing. We need to get it out of here. Wait, what's bag in? It doesn't show the plane type for external bag. Are you in the 207? Alright, Primal Instinct's on the way in his Trinidad. It just says Trinidad. But looks like a Bonanza. Sorry about that. We got Chris coming in the Twin Otter. Wait, no, sorry. This is the shorts. This is the shorts, not the Twin Otter. What am I saying? Is that the first shorts landing I've seen? I think that's the first shorts landing. Oh no, I missed somebody. I'm so sorry. God's own, I missed you in the TBM9. Also a beautiful blue and white livery. And we've got White Y in the DA62. Everyone in biz props, I'm a Kleenex box. Dude, it looks so good though. I did fly the shorts a little bit. It's so cool. It's very unique. I feel like I'm in an airliner. I mean, it was a plane made during like the evolution of the airliners, right? So it makes sense, but it's the inside of that thing, the cockpit of that thing just feels like, I guess you call it the flight deck. Very much feels like an airliner. Oh, you're in the Moody M20R. Oh, the Caronado, sorry. The Mooney M20. That's weird. I swear I have the M20. I own the M20, but I don't know if I have it installed. So I gotta get that. I gotta get that installed so I can see you properly. All right, W height Y is on the way in still, I think. He's at 7,400 feet though. I'm not sure if he's actually flying with us. $420, can you... Oh, you guys look so good all lined up here. Wait, where am I? Am I lined up in the same way? Oh, I am. Nice. Looks like we planned this. It's absolutely just a professional parking job here. We got Chris in the middle in his Kleenex box. I did not take enough screenshots today, so I'm going to be... trying to make one of these shots right here work for the thumbnail tomorrow or Thursday. Sean says Colorado Springs is the home of the Air Force Academy. Cheyenne Mountain NORAD from War Games. Oh, no way. Lots to look at in the sim. Oh, yes, the Spruce Goose is in. This pretty much defines a group flight right here. This is a great visual representation of a group flight. There's always one gigantic plane. Hey, Big. Sorry, we're ending right now. Sorry to say. Just did a kind of a shorter, like 2-hour stream tonight because I've been sick, but there's a good chance I'll be on again tomorrow, and at least on Thursday. I might do like a little bonus stream tomorrow, maybe even during the day since I'm on vacation. Yeah, I feel bad for missing all weekend due to being sick. It's my own fault. I went out in public. I had some beers and I caught something. But yeah, I'll be at least back on Thursday for our regularly scheduled stream. But since I'm on vacation, I may get them started a little bit early and maybe go a little bit longer. And hopefully I'll be 100% tomorrow. Still a little stuffy, sore throat today, but I appreciate you guys joining the sick me for a short flight. No, Elaine, I think I'm good. No. There was no funny business. I'm safe. All right, guys. Thanks so much for flying along again. And Josh, again, dude, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships and Diamond for the super chat earlier. Really appreciate it, guys. Very unnecessary, and but still very much appreciated. All right, now I just have to find the dog, and I can call it a night. It's so hard to even fly my plane sometimes. Did I fly in the green one today? I did. There we go. There it is. Cheers, Elaine. I got the little guy in here. Get a beer on me. That's what got me into this mess, I think. There he is. Swapped him out. This looks a little more like our puppy. All right, guys. Have a great night. Thanks again for flying along. I'll talk to you guys on Discord. If I end up doing a stream tomorrow, then it could be really any time of the day. It'd probably be before the later time. Before 5:30 if I do it tomorrow. But I'll keep you guys posted on Discord. And as usual, you get like the 30-minute heads up on YouTube if you have the little bell ticked. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. I'm going to have some tea and have some soup, and that's my plan for the night. All right, guys. Cheers. Thanks a lot for hanging out. See you next time.